you're all very welcome to our beginner's practice today. My name is Suzanne Quinn and I'm here from my studio, the Yoga Lounge in Raheny Village. So the particular sequence we're going to do today is a nice flow, working on our strength and our energy. It wouldn't be suitable if you are pregnant at this time, or if you have obviously an injury. It's always important to just check with a doctor before practicing. So we're going to get right into it. So we're going to come forward onto our hands and our knees, and we're going to set up for our first nice deep stretch today. We're going to come into a downward facing dog position. So bringing our hands directly underneath our shoulders, and we're going to spread the hands really wide on the mat here. So we're gluing down through our 10 fingers. Our knees are going to be about hip distance apart, and we're going to push the floor away. Imagine there's a suction in the center of your palms here, so you're really gluing down through the palms. We're focusing on breathing through the nose here as much as we can. So as you inhale, we're going to push the floor away with the hands, tuck our toes underneath and lift our knees off the mat. Now we want to keep those knees bent to find length in the spine. So keep the knees bent and then maybe start to pedal out your legs here, which is really nice to get into the hamstrings, start to waken up into the legs and just really noticing how the body is feeling today. Making sure to stay with your breath as well. So this breath is through the nose the whole time. Maybe have a glance at the hands, check in. Are they still spread really wide? Are you still suctioning down through the palms? And keep lifting those sit bones up and back. Really nice here, guys. Nice deep breaths through the nose. And then when you're ready to, we're going to come into a low lunge position. So looking forward between your hands, take a big step through with your right foot and lower your left knee down towards the floor. Now, sometimes when we try to bring this right foot forward, it doesn't always go exactly where we want it to be. So if it's a little bit too far back and it looks like your knee is overshooting your toes, do slide that right foot a little bit further up the mat, because we always want to have the knee in a safe position over our ankle. So spread wide through your right foot. Take a full inhale, and we're going to rise the fingertips all the way up towards the sky here. Really soften your shoulders down your back. Deepen your breath. Take full deep inhales through your nose and slow deep exhales through the nose. And we're going to take a twist from here. So bring your two hands down parallel to your right foot. Push your left hand into the mat and inhale, rise your fingertips all the way up towards the sky. If it feels okay, you can look up at the right hand, but it's also absolutely fine to keep the gaze down. If you'd like a little bit more of a stretch here, tuck your back toe and you can lift that back knee off the floor, really pressing out through that back leg. Taking full deep breaths. And then when you're ready to, we're going to take that right hand all the way down. We're going to come up high onto our fingertips just for a moment and take a few breaths in a runner's lunge here. So you're really lifting through the chest as you press out through that back left leg. As you exhale, we're going to come into a plank position. So take your two hands down, frame the right foot with those palms, step your right foot back. Roll your shoulders forward over your knees. Now it's absolutely fine if you need to drop the knees down, just pop them onto the floor. Otherwise, really working to push the mat away here. Your shoulders are in one line with your wrists. You're engaging the legs, engaging the glutes, and also really engaging your lower abdominals here. And then when you're ready to, we're going to lower your knees, your chest and your chin nice and slowly until we come all the way down onto our belly here, and we're going to set up for our Cobra. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders, draw your elbows in by your side ribs, roll onto your toenails so the soles of your feet face the sky, and inhale, peel your chin and chest up. Exhale, lower onto your belly. We're going to do that again, a slight variation this time. So come out onto your fingertips either side of your mat, but pretty much keeping those hands roughly in line with the shoulders. As you inhale, peel the chin and chest up. Again, don't compress the lower back, just to where it feels good. Exhale, lower down onto your belly. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and we're going to push back into child's pose. So push your hands into your mat. Let your sit-bones melt back towards your heels here. Take your knees wide apart, your big toes are together, and your sit-bones are melting back towards your heels. Really, really nice. And then extend your arms forward as you lightly bring your forehead down towards the floor. And we're going to take about 3 long, full, deep breaths. Just letting your forehead, if you can, just melt into the mat below you. But really keep directing those sit bones back towards the heels. Really feel that release all the way into your lower back, your middle back, and your upper back. Checking in as well, what's happening with that breath. Are you breathing really, really fully? So can you really feel that breath moving down the spine? Can you feel it in your side ribs? Last breath or so here. And then we're going to inhale, slowly start to make our way all the way up, coming back forward until we're back on our hands and our knees. Really, really nice, guys. From here, we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. So again, you're spreading those hands wide, make that suction for the palms. As you inhale, remember that breath is through the nose. Push the mat away, tucking your toes under, lift those knees back up. And there's absolutely no obligation to straighten your legs here. If you'd like to continue to pedal those out, you can absolutely do so. Keep working on lifting your sit bones, so really find that length through the spine. Nice deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into that low lunge on the left side. So we're looking forward and we're going to take that big step through with the left foot as we relax that right knee down towards the floor. Again, it's absolutely fine if you need to take a second. If this left foot maybe is a little too far back, you can slide it up the mat. And again, to take that moment to check in, is that left knee in line with the ankle? Once you've found that position, spread wide through the left foot and inhale, rise those fingertips back up towards the sky. Soften your shoulders down your back. You can always tuck your back toe a little bit if you need to, making sure your back knee is comfortable here. As you exhale, we're going to take that twist. So take your right hand down. And when you're ready to, we're going to inhale the left fingertips to the sky. Really open up through your chest here. Again, optional if you'd like to tuck your back toe, lift that back knee and press out through that back leg. You can always keep the gaze down if the neck is a little bit tight today. Lovely, guys. One more breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to take that left hand down. Again, we're going to come into that runner's lunge. So come onto those fingertips either side of your left foot. You can adjust it a little bit if you need to. We're going to lift the chest forward. And if you had that back knee dropped, just lift it back up and press out through your right leg. So again, it's a really nice stretch and a little bit of length coming up into that left hip and that right back leg. And then we're going to come back into our plank. Remember, you can always drop your knees if you need to as we step back. So push the floor away, step your left leg back. As you come into your plank, again, try and get it really strong here. So hands underneath those shoulders. Roll the shoulders forward. So we want to be really high in the tippy toes here. Engage the legs, engage the glutes, pull the belly into the spine. And also with this one, just check in where your gaze is. So you're looking slightly forward of your mat. And that's going to keep the neck in line with your spine. Last breath here, but do drop the knees if it's getting a little bit too much. You're doing great, guys, really nice. And then we're going to lower the knees, the chest and the chin and come right down again to the belly. We're going to take our Cobra again. So coming with those hands underneath the shoulders, draw the elbows in by your side ribs, roll onto your toenails and press the toenails firmly to the floor. As you inhale again, just go to where it feels good, peel the chin and chest up. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Again, we're going to take the variation, but you can also absolutely stay with this version. So again, take those fingertips like spiders out either side of your mat and inhale, peel the chin and chest up. Exhale, lower to your belly. Now we're going to take one more variation if the neck feels okay, but if it's too much to twist your neck, to one side and back to the center and then to the other, you can absolutely just stay with either the hands staying under the shoulders or just gazing forward, okay? So, be cautious and see what feels good for you today. So coming onto those fingertips either side of your mat, and again, inhale, peel the chin and chest open. At this time, if your neck is okay, take a little twist to the right. Inhale to the center, lower briefly to your belly. Inhale, peeling up. Exhale, a little twist to the left. Lovely, guys. Inhale to the center, exhale, lower right down onto your belly. And just for a moment or two, take your hands down by your sides, turn your palms to face up, and just let your head relax down to one side. And you might even like to wiggle a little bit on the pelvis here. Maybe bend your feet so your feet come in towards your buttocks, and maybe even take a little twist side to side. You can even turn the head then the opposite way for a breath or two, just to balance out that little stretch into the neck. And then we're going to take those hands back under the shoulders. Just let your feet come back down onto your mat. Push the mat away, and we're going to come back into our child's pose to end our practice today. So taking those knees wide apart again, big toes together. Melt your sit bones back to your heels, extend your arms forward, and lightly bring the forehead down to the floor.